for them as well. Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Reverend Ken Wilcox. You're very welcome to be here this morning. If you're joining us online, you're welcome. We're glad to have you too. But let me tell you, online, you're not getting anything close to the energy that's in this room, because yeah, we have people parking in the back parking lot. That's the... I wanted to run out there and kiss them or hug them or something, If I didn't think I would scare them, I would have done it. But it's a good sign. 2 years and now we're back. So it's a wonderful thing. Glad you're here. Your being here is important. Your being here is helping the unfoldment of all creation. You're going to leave this place in some significant way, healed, blessed, and prospered, just by your being here. And you're going to help the whole world raise its vibration. And let me tell you, the world needs a raise in vibration right now. So you're going to do something good. Now, the only thing you have to do to make that possible, you have to do one simple thing. And that is to leave all your troubles, your wouldas, your couldas, your shouldas, to leave all that stuff outside. And for the next 45 minutes or so, to open up an avenue of spirit possibilities in your life. And what are spirit possibilities? Well, they're for more love, more joy, more kindness, more happiness, all those things in life that make us feel alive, because that's what God is doing through you and through me, showing up in the physical, recognizing itself through our love, our joy, and our laughter. So know you're in a great place this morning, and you're going to leave here in some significant way blessed and prospered. All right, well, today is a very special day. We have a winner of our Venus Manley Scholarship Program with us today. We're giving her her certificate. Ted, if you'll come up and tell us what's going on there.
Thank you so much.
Oh, sure, Tangela.
My lovely wife and sidekick is going to join us this morning as well. Good morning again, everyone. I'm Ted Manley. My wife is Dr. Tangela Manley. Tangela is also the director of the youth program. You want us to stand back? We've been directed to step up. So as Reverend Ken alluded to, this is one of the most rewarding programs that we offer here at CSL. And for the fifth year, this is the fifth year of us conducting the Venus Manley Scholarship. Those of you who are not aware of the history of the scholarship, we do this every year for 3 deserving high school seniors who have had documented disabilities. And this year we are blessed to have one of those recipients this morning. Her name is Britta Strevick. Britta, I'll come and get you in just a moment. Unless you're anxious and you want to come up, I'm sure the people want to see your lovely face, so come on and join us. Come on and join us. So I just want to say a few words about Britta. What they have to do in order to qualify for this scholarship, first of all, is submit an application for it, and then write an essay, 250 to 500 words, and then they subject themselves to a panel interview. Which is, as you can imagine, not the most easy thing to do. But Britta came through with flying colors. I want to thank all of your support every year for this. So this morning, and just a few other things about Britta. This is her essay. Won't read it all to you, but a couple of highlights. Britta's condition is albinism, and she's overcome that to the point where next year she's going into the Savannah College of Arts and Design, SCAD. So give her congratulations for that. And to my knowledge, Britta is the second person who come through here. If you remember Sloan, Sloan, I think she's finished. She's graduated from SCAD this year, so one of your predecessors. Maybe we'll connect you to her. She can kind of give you some notes. But in any case, we would like to award Britta. Thank you so much for your courage. Thank you so much for joining us. You and your family, her source of support throughout all of these years, for sure. And yes, congratulations. Tangela, if you'd like to present Britta with her. Okay. Could you hold? See ya. Thank you. I was going to put you to work. This is the certificate we have your award.
And we have lots and lots of goodies for you as well, just to get you on your way, speed you on your way.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
So why don't you give us a little bit of information about all of these beautiful ports you've got, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right, well, hi everyone. Nice to be here. So it's a pleasure to be standing up here. First of all, I would really like to thank the Center for Spiritual Living for offering this opportunity for seniors. It's really helpful for all of us, and it's really nice to, try, throughout high school, I was involved with various honor societies and clubs, which I have cords for that. I was a part of the National Honor Society, the National Art Honor Society, Hispanic Honor Society, and the English Honor Society. In addition, I was also a part of the AP Capstone program. It's a 2-year program at Creekside High School that allows students to public speak in front of everyone in the class, along with create a researchable academic paper and a presentation for the end of the year, which actually is our final score. And I was also a part of Creekside's Academy for Emerging Technology Digital Media, so that also helped with my graphic designing skills.
Continue if you like.
I don't.
Thank you so much, Britta, for joining us. Tangela, would you like to come back? And Reverend Ken, we can take some pictures now and real quick. And Jim, if you could help us with that.
You over here, Tangela. Thank you, Ted. Thank you, Tangela. Thank you, Britta. Now, what they didn't mention was in the bag of goodies is a check, some money. Now, Britta, when we have students come here, I always remind them about my aunt, Aunt Lucille. Aunt Lucille was my favorite aunt because when I was in college, long time ago, disco was a rage when I was in college. Aunt Lucille would come around if we had family gatherings and stuff, and she would come around and she would sneak me a little money. You know, it was actually a 5 or a 10, but that 5 or 10 meant a lot to me at that time in particular. So we have lovely Britta here, and as you can tell, she's a fashion plate. And it's going to take some coins to keep her looking that good up in Savannah. So as you're meeting Britta and her family, I think it would be nice if you slip her a little money. And I'm going to be like Reverend Ike. You remember Reverend Ike? When they used to pass the basket, Reverend Ike used to tell them, said, now, it's not getting close to Christmas time, so I don't want to hear any jingling and jangling in that basket. We want folding money to get to Britta because we want her to feel good and looking good. This young woman, she has overcome so much, and she is going to get out in the world, and she's going to do some amazing good stuff. And we are so glad you allowed us to be part of your journey, Britta. Thank you very much. So just one last announcement. After we're going to have our second classes after service at 11:45. We're going to start a little bit early. Change your thinking, change your life. Now, if you weren't here last week, you can start this week. It's a powerful class, so 11:45, we'll get that started. Well, those are all of my announcements. Jim, do you have a song you can play for us? Sure. Happy song.
I see trees of green and red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, oh, what a wonderful world. I see trees of green and clouds of white, the bright, blessed day, the dark, stormy night, and I think to myself, oh, what a wonderful world. I see colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? What they're really saying is, I love you. I see trees of green, clouds of white, the bright, blessed day, the dark, stormy night. But I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, oh, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, what a wonderful world. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. So what we want to do is we want to take that vibration of that song, that love, that joy, that good feeling. We want to pull it into our own energy, our thinking, and then project it out to the world. And we do that through affirmative prayer. And we've got David coming up to do an affirmative prayer for us. Come on up, David.
Good morning. And I'd ask all of you to close your eyes, settle in, and join me in an affirmative prayer. And I'll say this in the first person and take it in for yourself. I know that there is one Spirit, and that one Spirit is this love and harmony and positive energy that is flowing through each one of us. And I can feel it from all those around me today in this service. I know that we have gathered together today for rejuvenation in this spirit, and that Ken's message today, our service, our gathering together and sharing ideas, socializing after this service today, all of this is building in us that energy that we can flow out of here with following this service and take into the world the positive energy to bring about a wonderful, harmonious world. And I send this into Spirit to do its work, and with saying, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, David. God, that was pitiful. Y'all can give David a good applause. I heard one little timid person over there trying. Thank you, David. So my talk today is creating a better today. Creating a better today. Actually, no, it's a joyful life. That's my talk today. News to me, but hey, joyful. I can work with that. Yeah. Now, the nice thing about our teaching is it's a practical teaching. It's practical. It gives us the tools that we can use to get through life in the most fulfilling way, to have the most joy, to have the most love, to have the most fun, to have a full bank account, to have meaning and purpose in our lives. And if there's something that we have in our life that's not serving us well, that's not helping any of those things, then our teaching will gives us the tools to change those things, to move out the things that aren't working for us, and to attract into our lives things that will work better for us. Now, it's human nature that when we have something that doesn't work well for us, we tend to focus on it rather than spending time and energy thinking about the greater possibilities of our lives. And that's kind of a tragedy, because by focusing on the negativity, we shut off the flow of good that can come into our lives, and we energize those things that we don't want. We stop the good from coming in, and we energize the negative things coming into our lives. And then we run around complaining to anybody who's willing to listen to us about how bad we have it, how sad our lives are, how tragic they are, which only increases the flow of that negativity coming into our lives. In life, almost anything can happen at all. Almost anything can happen. So why not put energy and faith into the best possibilities you and God can come up with for your life now? Put energy on that. And then put it out to Spirit and see what happens. Because you never know what's right around the corner for you. Something amazing can happen for you. I had a friend up in Atlanta many years ago, and she had owned an art gallery. And she had moved to Atlanta. She thought that would work well for her. It didn't. And she had to close her art gallery down. She then had to go to work with a company that would help create catalogs for other companies. And so this is what she was doing. It wasn't what was fulfilling her, but it was putting food on the table. One of her clients was in Americus, Georgia. Doesn't sound right. Americus, yeah, where Jimmy Carter came from. So she was down visiting this client. They were, their company produced garden products, basically seeds, sunflower seeds, tomato seeds, all this kind of stuff. And they needed her to help produce a catalog. While she was talking to these two guys, they happened to mention that they had just acquired a company from New York, and that this company had shipped all their stuff down from New York, and they were going through it to see what they could use. And that they mentioned that in this company's stuff, or what the company owned, that this company had acquired all the original products from a woman designer. Her name was Vera Wayne, I believe. And now, not the one that's famous today. This was a woman famous in the 50s. She was the first person to invent colored sheets. Before she came along, everybody had just white sheets. She was the one that started putting prints on sheets. She also was very famous for scarves. Jackie Onassis was known to wear her scarves. Well, these two farm guys didn't know anything about Vera. You know, they didn't know Vera from a tomato seed. They didn't know what they had. And so it piqued her interest, and she was like, well, let me see this stuff. She said it was just this huge warehouse, farm warehouse that, would have normally stored cotton or soybeans or whatever. And they had boxes and boxes and boxes of original artwork that this woman had produced, original stuff. And they had no idea how valuable it was. She said, as a joke, she said, I'll pay you $25,000 for the whole lot. And the man told her, it's yours. Take it away. Well, of course, they had to get movers to come move it, but she paid them $25,000. She started marketing this stuff, and the Metropolitan Museum of Modern Art in New York did a whole display on this woman's artwork and this woman's goods, and now you can buy them at Neiman Marcus. So here this woman was able to go to Americus, Georgia, and find this buried piece of treasure that completely turned her life around. You never know what's right around the corner. Keep your energy up. Keep your eyes open. Focus on the breaking dawn, and don't keep yourself down about the troubles and woes of the world. Keep looking for spirit-filled possibilities in your life. Dr. Holmes, the founder of our teaching, he said even the slightest effort we make, even the smallest concept we can entertain, can release an inexhaustible reservoir of cosmic energy. Just a small idea, a silent prayer can do it. From a mustard seed of faith, miracles can bloom forth. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to witness divine energy blooming forth as our greater possibilities. And this energy, this creativity, it exists everywhere. And it takes from our ideas and faith. Our subconscious minds are the relay between our dreams and the reality of our experience. Our subconscious mind reflects our predominant thought of what we believe to be true for ourselves into universal mind. Not what we say, but what we believe. What you really believe is the truth of yourself. We don't get what we hope for. We don't get what we wish for. We get what we believe we deserve. And cosmic law reflects back into our lives those things that we inwardly believe are true for ourselves. So for us to have a better life, if we're going to have a better life, we have to believe in a better life for ourselves. We've got to raise our thinking. We've got to raise our beliefs about ourselves. We've got to put ourselves in the flow of cosmic possibilities and say, I deserve this. I deserve to have a good life. I deserve to have wonderful health. I deserve to have a bank account that I can do what I want to with it. I deserve to have love in my life. I deserve to have fun in my life. That's not too much to ask. We're here and we're doing the best we can, and it is God's greatest desire to gift you the wonders of the world, the wonders of the world. Now, our teaching really is a call to prayer, a call to prayer. And if you stick around long enough, you will get to a place where you will pray unceasing. That's what it says in Scripture. You know, you want to pray unceasing, and you will do that. Yesterday, I was coming to the center. I had turned on Old Moultrie, and I had gotten about 2 or 3 miles down. There were several cars behind me, and I saw the flashing lights of an ambulance. And I always wonder, because you never know if people are going to do the right thing when an ambulance is coming. And so there was a guy right behind me, and I was kind of worried if I stopped, would he? But I went over into the shoulder, and it was almost like magic. Almost like, what is that, synchronized swimming? As I pulled over, the 3 cars behind me, almost in unison, pulled over. The 3 cars in front of me, all of a sudden pulled over. And when we did, we gave the ambulance a clear shot, and whoever was driving it put the metal to the pedal, and they zoomed on by. Okay. Now, as that ambulance was going by, I was thinking to myself, gosh, I wonder where they're going, what's going to happen. I thought, I can, instead of dwelling in fear, I can step up into faith. I can step up into prayer. So I began to pray. Pray for the person that ambulance is going to just pray for them to be in calmness, relaxed, to know help is on this way. Pray for the family or friends around them. And then pray for the ambulance driver. Pray for the attendants. Pray for the doctors that are going to get this person. Instead of being a victim of what's happening to me and throwing myself into fear, we can step up and say, wait a minute, I've got a role to play here. I can help God's healing unfold in my life, not just for myself, but for the whole world, for those around me. You are not unimportant. You are vital. You are needed. You are necessary. Without you, creation won't fold in the way the Spirit has in mind. You have a great and wonderful and powerful role to play. So put yourself out there. Without prayer, I don't know how I would get through this life. I really don't. I don't think they have brewed enough Jack Daniels or produced enough Valium to get me through one night's show of the evening news without prayer. I wouldn't know where to turn. Last week we were in class, and I loved one of the exercises they had for us. And it was to create an affirmation for ourselves. Now, an affirmation is just a short statement affirming the good for ourselves. The one I use now is, I love life. So if I get stuck behind traffic, I tell myself I love life. If I am in a line in a grocery store that's not going good, I tell myself I love life. Another one that I used to use quite often was, I'm divinely healed, blessed, and prospered. Healed, blessed, and prospered. So you want to get something short like that you can believe in, and say it as often as you need through the day. Saying it as often as you can. Before your feet touch the floor in the morning, make an affirmation. While you're brushing your teeth, make an affirmation. You're having breakfast, make an affirmation. You're getting in the car, all through the day. And it's important, if you have little signals for yourself to remind yourself to do the affirmation. It's a powerful spiritual tool, and it's used in one form or another by most of the religions. I love the one in Judaism. They have in Judaism, especially Orthodox Judaism, they have a thing that's called I'm going to really butcher it with my southern accent, I think it's called a mezuzah. And it's a little brass box that you put on your front door. Now, the Orthodox will put them on every door, but the one we have is just on the front door. And in that little box is a miniature Torah, a complete Torah in this little tiny box. And every time the person comes in the house, they touch the box, blessing themselves. And any time they leave, they touch that box, blessing themselves. Not only blessing themselves, but putting on a spiritual armor so that they go out in the world and it reminds them they're not alone in this world. They've got a power flowing through them, with them, attracting to them opportunities to be their best self, opportunities to be their more spirit-filled self, the self that God knows is true for you. And that's what we want to do. Have an affirmation that you can call on, so when you get stuck in line at Publix and the dear little person in front of you decides that she's going to pay her bill and she whips out a checkbook, or she has 10 coupons to run through, you can say to yourself, I'm divinely loved and I love everyone. This will help us on our journey. Now, a second part of the exercise from the class that I really thought was very innovative, I've never heard this before. They said, when you're doing your affirmation, pay attention to what the next thought is. So when you say to yourself, I am radiant health, what is the next thought that pops up? Well, I've been having some trouble with my shoulder, and so if I say I have radiant health, that shoulder is going to send me a reminder, not so quick, buddy. And so what do you do with that? What do you do with that? Do you say, well, this stuff isn't working, I'm not going to do it anymore? No, don't give in to despair. Don't give in to defeat. When that pops up, you say to yourself, great. Spirit is giving me a reminder. Spirit is pointing out where I need to do my work. This is a sign of your spiritual evolution. This sign you're growing. So what you do at that place is you just say, okay, I'm going to bless this shoulder. I'm going to do prayer work for this shoulder. Maybe I call a practitioner in, somebody who's been trained to do prayers. Maybe I call them in to do a prayer for my shoulder. And then the next morning you wake up, you say to yourself, I have radiant health. And if something comes up again, you do the same work. You keep working on it. You don't fall into victimhood. Instead, you step into your power. And you do your work, and Spirit will reward you. You keep doing that until that statement becomes the prominent thought of your life. Our goal is to make the subjective belief about ourselves perfect and wonderful, to see ourselves as God sees us. You know, Spirit is so proud of you. You're a child of the Most High. It has never been disappointed by you. It is so much more inspired by your possibilities than it has ever been disappointed by your mistakes. Thank you. So believe in yourself and put out there the conditions and things and people you want that will reflect your best possibilities. And because when you have that positive idea, when you envision a greater good for yourself, cosmic energy will rush in and create situations, people, and things that will make that a possibility. Because you see, our best ideas are empowered by God. Our fears, our worries, or our doubts, those things are only empowered by us. We're the only ones giving them any energy, and they can drain the very life from us. So it's time to give them up. Let them go back into the nothingness from which they came. Let them go back where the shadows of the morning went to. This morning, the sun came up over the ocean, and the shadows fled. Where did they go? The same place they always go, into the nothingness from which they came. They had no argument with the breaking of the morning dawn, and your ideas about your health, your ideas about your prosperity, your ideas about your love, those ideas have the power of God behind them, and no shadow of doubt is going to hold them back. So you speak up and you let the world know that you are here and you are creating a wonderful and joyful and loving life for yourself. And then move out into life expecting the best, not just about the shoulder, expect the best about every part of your life. Because here's a funny thing. When we start moving into the good, when we start moving into the affirmative, good will start showing up in our lives, maybe not for that particular place that we're looking for. My shoulder, for example. So I start doing prayer work for my shoulder. All of a sudden, I might see that I'm getting a little bit more money coming in by different ways. Or that a friend comes down and wants to take me on a cruise. When you turn your energy to the Spirit-inspired ideas, you're going to find blessings showing up all over. And at some point, you're going to realize you can be living in such a good place that one problem won't even affect you anymore. You're going to be having such a wonderful and great time that you won't even worry about the little small problems of your life because you have raised your vision to a greater knowing. And that's what we don't want to do. Dr. Holmes says expectancy speeds progress. Expect your good. Expect the best you have in life. He said we have to live in a state of expectancy. And no matter how much good we have today, there's always a greater good that we can have. Spirit is forever evolving. So expect to meet new friends. Expect to have wonderful experiences. Expect to have, a joyful, loving life. There is a magic to this expectancy, and when we go to it, when we live from it, we're going to discover that our work will make life a game, and that game is a joy to play. Abundance of love, abundance of good, abundance of health and prosperity. These things belong to us, but we have to step up and claim them. Spirit can't do it for us. We must do it for ourselves. And the goodness and glory of God will come to us if we will affirm its presence, if we will affirm our right to have our portion of it. And you do. So we want to learn to think abundantly, to look for it in our experience, to give gratitude for it. And as we do, it will multiply in our lives. Expect the best because you're deserving of it. And now's the time to have it, not some distant tomorrow, not in the by and by. Here now, you are to experience the goodness and love of God. You are here to know how important you are. You're here to know how loved you are. You're here to know just how wonderful you are. Spirit called you by name from stardust so you can be here. And I know the world is full of trouble right now. I know we seem to be going through a dark night. It seems like the storm is raging out there and is not coming to an end. But let me tell you, dear ones, You wouldn't be here if you weren't powerfully enough to accept the challenge. You are exactly needed here and now. So let the storm rage, but remind yourself who you are and whose you are. You're here to experience all the love, the health, and joy and prosperity that God had in mind when it called you to life. And you can do it. I believe in you. God believes in you. So go out in your world and make a miracle happen. It's up to you. This is the truth in your life this morning. It's the truth in mine, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Jim.
So I had all these cool songs in mind to sing today, and then you kept saying, to lead a better life, to lead a better life. You said it 4 times, so I'll take the hint.
Okay.
To lead a better life, I need your love to be near. We're here. Here, making each day of the year, each day believing that love never ends. And so, my friends, deciding you're always there. And there, her running her hand through my hair, each day believing that love never dies, watching her eyes and hoping she's always there. I want her everywhere. If you believe me, I know I need never care. But to love her is to need her everywhere, hoping that love is to share. Each day believing that love never dies, watching her eyes and hoping she's always there. I will be here. I will be here. I will be here, there, and everywhere. Here, there, and everywhere.
Thank you, Jim. Now comes the time where we give back to our center. Our center is very dependent upon your offerings, and thank you very much. For the past 2 years of COVID, we've done very, very well. Unfortunately, we do have, expenses going up. Our landlord is increasing our rent substantially, so your support is needed more than ever. Now, people always ask, how much should I give? That's between you and Spirit. It really is. My answer to that is, how much do you value this teaching? How important is this message to your life? If you put a latte's worth of cash in the box, and our box offering is there on the table, if you put what it costs you to get a latte at Starbucks, then Spirit is going to say, well, that's how much she values this teaching, and it's going to respond with a latte's worth of blessings to you. If you... Yeah. And Starbucks is raising their price, though. Yeah. But if you say, no, this teaching is giving me a way to live an abundant life. This teaching is giving me a way to have love and joy and happiness and friendship and laughter in my life, and that's a huge value. If you will give enough so Spirit will recognize and say, wait a minute, she's thinking this is real important. She's thinking this is very valuable. Then Spirit is going to match that offering back to you in abundance. You can't outgive God. It's not a possibility. So go within yourself and decide how much you would like to give. Now, there are other ways you can support us as well. You can support us in prayer, and prayer is always valuable. Just pray and pray for the time that the center is back full. Pray for our youth program. Pray for our music program. Pray for our landlord. Put out prayer. That can help as well. You can also volunteer. We have wonderful volunteer opportunities, greeters, people who help us with possibilities. So there's another way you help. However you choose to help us, know that we're grateful for it. And if you will, take your offering and place it over your heart and read with me this affirmation of prosperity. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. We thank you in advance for your generous contributions. Jim, you got a song for us? Another song. You're going to earn your money today, buddy. See, he thinks his smile gets him a lot, but no, we want to hear some singing.
You led me on. You said it was 4 songs.
Oh, okay.
I'm on 5 songs now. Thank you. It's not time. I'm not going to be able to sing this slow. Wait. I'll try it. It's not time to make a change and just relax and take it easy. You're still young. That's your fault. There's so much that's going on. Find a girl and settle down. And if you want, you can marry. Look at me. I am old, but I am happy. Well, I was once as you are now. And I know that it's not easy to be calm when you've seen something going on. Just take your time and think a lot, and think of everything you've got, for you will still be here tomorrow, but your dreams may not. How can I try to explain? 'Cause when I do, he turns away again. It's always been the same old story. And from the moment I could talk, and I was ordered to listen, now there's a way. And I know that I have to go away. I know I have to go. It's not time to make a change. Just relax and take it easy. You're still young. That's your fault. There's so much you have to learn. Find a girl and settle down. And if you want, you can marry. Look at me. I am old, but I am happy. All the times that I tried, keeping all the things I knew inside, it's hard, but it's harder to ignore it. And if they were right, well, I'd agree, but it's them, you know, not me. Now there's a way, and I know that I have to go away. I know I have to go.
Aw. Thank you, Jim. Well, we're going to close out our service with an affirmative prayer. I'm going to do it in the first person, but take it in for yourself. If I say something that works for you, hold tight to that. If I say something that doesn't work for you, well, just let that part slide by. But just know this truth with me this morning. There's but one God, one mind, and one power. And that power is perfect love. It's divine intelligence. And that power is flowing through me by the direction of my consciousness. So here today, I let go of every negative belief. I release all beliefs of victimhood, of lack or limitation. This morning, I lift my eyes up to a better knowing for myself. This morning, I see myself as God sees me. Not as weak and wounded, but strong, bold, dynamic, courageous for love. This morning, I see that I am here to experience all of God's goodness, the love, the joy, the laughter, and there is a way for me to live abundantly and joyfully and happily. So this morning, I see a better idea for myself, and I choose to hold that better idea. I choose to see my life is working out, and I choose to see my life is blessed. There's nothing too good for me, and there's nothing too hard for God. So this morning, I leave this place empowered. I leave here encouraged. I leave here knowing that I've got the power and goodness of Spirit flowing through me, and I am on a wonderful journey to know myself as God knows me. This is my truth. Every cell of my being radiates this right knowing, and I release this prayer into the mind of God to do its good and perfect, bold and dynamic work, returning to me multiplied abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. All right, my dear friends, I'm going to leave you with one last idea. Your life. Your life, it's not a problem to be solved. It's a miracle unfolding. Your job this week is to go name your miracle, proclaim your miracle, and make it your own. God bless us all. Now let us go be the miracle God has called us to be. This, until we see each other again, this is Reverend Ken with wonderful Gemma Salta. Many blessings.
If you know the words, please join me. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family are we. Let us walk with all others in perfect harmony. Let there begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be our solemn vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Happy Sunday, everybody.